Hello, folks. Today I want to share a deeply personal story. One that explains how I found my way into the world of art. It's not just about creating, as you might expect, it's more about survival, it's more about self expression, and more about actually finding the light in the darkest of my days. So years ago, I was working as a coder. Actually, look at my profile. You can see that I have like a multiple bootcamp for coding. So yeah, I was working as a coder for an international trust, and you know, on the surface, it's a pretty good job, right? It seemed like a very stable, respectful job, and I was raised a very typical Asia family, and you know, parents would expect you to become like a lawyer, like the banker, but coder is fine. Okay, it's a not so respectful job in the Asia culture, but yeah, it's kind of okay. And coder can earn a lot, so yeah, and it's in the financial firm, so it's a kind of half coder, half banker. They often said this to all these relatives, uncle and aunties, and all that. But you know what? But inside, I feel deeply trapped, and you know, I constantly got like really frustrated and actually bored by this like a rigorous and monotone routine. You go to the office, right? Even though I work I design and actually write a program about some trading, and it's a fairly large fund that I was responsible for. So as a maybe from outside it's a pretty exciting job, but for me, I got really bored because this is kind of a monotone, and every day for me feel like the same, and I couldn't see a way out. So, yeah, as any young people do, I decided to take a leap of faith, and with a like small team of mates, I started a like actually I start not one but multiple startups, and just a couple of lads just building apps and building games and building whatever we want, and we sometimes build website as well. Yeah, we yeah, I'm not going to deny it. We do have some of the like good days, and we have some like few semi successful projects. I'm not saying I'm a like really successful person, really successful startup. Definitely not at that level, but semi successful projects, that's good, and feed our mouths and live a respectful life. That's a dream. And just for one moment, I felt like it was like I was actually made it. Okay, I feel like I was actually carving out a path that was truly mine. That's truly like my original path. Okay, and yeah, but you know, life life has always had other plans, and yeah. So at that time, yeah, very unfortunately, my mom and my young son become extremely ill, and I have to make impossible choice. You know, my mom got like a big C, my son got like serious disease. It's like you know, constant seizure. I have to like go to the hospital and check all that, check out. Um, yes, so I have to make the impossible choice. I have to choose the family. Family is always first. So I close all my startup companies. and get all that money that I earned during all these years. And things, the treatment is very, very expensive. I spend everything on their treatment. And money is not enough because I have to take care, like personally, physically, I have to be there to do the caregiving. And because emotionally, you have to be here. And so caregiving become part of my life. And this was really hard. This was relentless, both physically, emotionally, mentally. Painstaking task. I couldn't sleep. I was craving to sleep, but I just couldn't. And caregiving is relentless. It's very stern. It's like I don't know whether I'm exaggerated, but at that time I thought it's like the hardest job in the world. It's even harder than managing multi-million dollars trust and write program for it, and or start up multiple companies and managing all that and deal with all this competition. I think caregiving is really hard, extremely hard. In fact, I have to do like back and forth. And I was constantly on my feet, tending to my mom's needs and my sons, all that. And the treatment was so expensive. Yeah, sorry. As soon I was broke. Yeah, I went broke, for real. And I had no choice. In order to save money, I ride a bike. I have to ride a bike. Rode a bike about I think nearly 10 kilometers every day, like shuttle between home, take care of my son, and go to the hospital, take care of my mom, all the way to the midnight, and then ride all the way back. And those were the darkest day in my life, and I felt like there was no light, no hope, no purpose. And yeah, so I was like drop into a deep depression, but I have to fake all the smile because I'm like the main caregiver. But but that something happens. I began to draw, and it's not like the decision that I made. It's more like the thing that I just pick up. By the way, drawing had always been like my childhood's like favorite thing when I was a little boy. But it's just as I said at the beginning, I was growing up in a typical Asian family. I was taught to pursue something like more practical. That's the reason, lawyers, doctors, bankers, coders, yeah. But you know what? Never an artist. So I never really truly learned or practiced or go through like the formal education of art school, and or practice or actually practice drawing. I have no practice at all. But during all this like long and lonely nights, while taking care of my mom, I just pick up a notebook and some pencil. I start doing it. It's come really naturally because I have to write down all this medicine that I have to buy, because you have to buy outside the hospital. There's no specific medicine in hospital, because it's extremely expensive. Just write it down because doctor said that I have to write it and go outside and try to try to buy it. So naturally, I got this like pencil and notebook, and I began to draw, began to doodle. I have like no specific goal, but just let my emotion like spill to the pages. Okay, so doodle things, no purpose, just no purpose, no goal, just pure expression. But I think it's at that specific moment, at that exact moment, I began to realize something. It's like a light shone on me. I realized something that's so profound that I did not realize for the like for the previous of my life. Okay, I did not need to create something that actually have some meanings or value to anyone else. I need to do this and do this and create this for myself, for me. I know this may sound a little bit weird, but it's true. In this moment of, you're not me. You're not allowed to have you. You're the main caregiver, and other people are like experiencing hell, and you have to help them. You have to stay strong and encourage them, even though you go through hell, even though you're nearly, just like suicidal, like at the edges of that. But it's that those unbearable moments that art precisely the act of doodling and let the emotion spill out to the notebook. I began to forget everything, and drawing just become my escape. It actually allowed a very anxious and depressed person like me, with all the hardship and with no prospective future, and art actually allowed me to live in that moment, in this right now moment. And just for the first time in years, I wasn't trapped. I wasn't trapped by the past. I wasn't trapped by right now. Like I was exhausted at that moment. And I wasn't trapped by the future. I wasn't trapped by the anxious about what would happen to my loved ones and to my career. Drawing actually let me feel present, even in those unbearable moments. So when I held my mom's hand in her final days, I had nothing to give but my present and my art. I remember when I practiced drawing like a dog, and I showed her, and she can barely recognize it. But I was there. My presence is there, and my art is there, and I think that's what's enough. That's what I want to share with you. That's my journey into the art, and I think art is not just about creating things. It's about being. It's about being and living in that moment when you created it. It's letting your emotion actually manifest on papers, on like digital canvas, on iPads, Procreate and all that, on any medium you choose. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't even really matter what you actually draw, whatever, or if you like sculpting, whatever you sculpt, doesn't really matter. It's not about the thing that you create, but actually it's about being in that moment, being present, being now. So whether you're happy or sad or like me, depressed or lost, art can gives you a way to live fully in right now, in present. And it saved me. Saved me. Saved the suicide of me. Saved me from depression. Because I was living the present. And I am living the present right now. And I believe this can do the same to you. So that's my journey into art, and let's embark this journey together. And remember, art is not about perfection. Art is not about some creation, like the end result. It's like about some like a purpose. You're not doing that on purpose. It's about living the life that you have right now. With all these beauties, chaos, all that. You accept it and you live right now. And let's create something for ourselves. Let's live through art. Thanks. That's my journey into art.